I was called into the boardroom without any warning. No calendar invite. No explanation. Just a message from HR saying, "Come immediately." Richard, my boss, didn't even bother to stand up when I entered. He slid a white envelope across the table without making eye contact. "We're going in a different direction," he said. That was it. 5 years of overtime, weekend work, missed birthdays, erased in one sentence. Security was already waiting outside the glass door, like I had committed a crime. Employees I had trained stared at the floor as I walked past my desk carrying a cardboard box. My entire identity walked out with me. That night I sat alone in my apartment, staring at my bank balance. 3 months of savings. No severance. My inbox was empty. No sympathy, no references, not even a goodbye message. I finally emailed Richard asking why. His reply came hours later. "Business isn't personal." I read that line again and again until the meaning became clear. It was personal. 2 days later, while searching for documents to apply for new jobs, I noticed something under my bed. An old encrypted drive. Richard had once asked me to store it, temporarily, during an audit years ago. He never asked for it back. I connected it to my laptop. Inside were financial reports, hidden contracts, deleted invoices, evidence of massive fraud. He hadn't fired me because I was useless. He fired me because I knew too much. I could have destroyed him instantly. One email to the authorities would have ended his career. But I didn't want to watch him fall. I wanted him to watch me rise. I spent nights studying the company's stock performance, investor structure, and debt load. I wasn't planning revenge. I was planning ownership. I reached out to someone Richard had betrayed years earlier, a former partner he had forced out of the company. When I showed him the files, his hands trembled. He said, "I've waited 5 years for this moment." Together, we built a strategy so silent it felt unreal. We created shell companies, bought shares quietly, never too much at once, never raising suspicion. Week by week, ownership shifted, and Richard kept smiling in board meetings, completely unaware. One morning, I walked back into that building. Same hallway, same boardroom. Richard's face drained of color when he saw me. I sat at the head of the table and said calmly, "Let's begin." Slide after slide exposed his crimes: tax manipulation, client fraud, bribery. The room was silent. Then the vote was called. Unanimous. Richard was removed immediately. Security entered the room. Not for me this time. For him. He carried his cardboard box past the same desks where he once humiliated me. He stopped, looked at me, and whispered, "You ruined me." I answered quietly, "No. You trained me." 3 months later the company was thriving. Ethical, transparent, profitable. And I never once mentioned Richard again. Because real revenge isn't loud. It's permanent.